We've spent a bunch of time together really looking at some of the tools and questions and frameworks that we can use inside your business to merge money and meaning. And today I want to shift gears, change the perspective, and explore more of the aspects around sharing with you some tips and frameworks for you as a leader. So still connected to your business very much, but we're going to go into the leadership side of things. I've been a lifelong learner in the field of leadership. I grew up as someone who was keenly observing wonderful and terrible examples of leadership and went on to study formally for many years. I'm a graduate of Harvard, Monash and Macquarie universities, as well as the Australian Institute of Company Directors. And today I want to share one of the ways that I think about my role as a leader. Like most things, developing as a leader requires you to embrace being a lifelong learner. It really doesn't end. In my own practice, I think of the work that I need to do as a leader in two streams. I call the first one my business and the second none of my business. Let me break each of those streams down for you. In stream one, that's where I capture the key things that I need to focus on and develop to strengthen my leadership muscle. Because I love alliteration, I have all of these starting with C. So as a leader, it is my job to cultivate the conditions that are required to enable me to channel my calling. In order to be able to pull off that, the first element of stream one is that I need to actually know myself well. I need to respect and value myself enough to take the time to really tune in and then honour what I learn about myself to create the environment that I need to flourish and show up as my best. It's only from that place that I'm then able to channel my calling. Now, you might use a different word here, but when I talk about calling, I'm referring to my purpose, my dharma, the unique set of gifts and perspectives that I bring to the world. So this last step then in stream one is where I struggle the most personally. So this is where I need to be able to be delivering that calling in a consistent and curated way. The first two steps for me come really naturally, but it's the third that is a tough one. My mind is running in a million different directions at a rapid speed. So being consistent takes real discipline for me. Creating the Jasper Blueprint for the last 2 years has been something that I wanted to share what I've learnt in the 24 years of working with small and medium businesses to merge money and meaning. But oh Lord, it has been painfully hard. I've stayed the course though, because I know that changing the way businesses are run, rewriting the narrative on the purpose of business, that's important to me. Awakening the possibility of merging money and meaning for visionary leaders like you all around the world and demonstrating that business can be an engine for good, that matters to me. And these are those pieces I've been talking to you about for the last few weeks because I'm clear on my vision that contributing to a world where every business takes the impact of their operations, both positive and negative, seriously, that's my vision. So as hard as it might be to be disciplined, I continue to do my work and make a difference in the areas that matter the most to me and to my business. And then in this last category, there's still the piece around being curated, and that's even harder for me. So I'm someone who would happily talk with you all day about the ways you can merge money and meaning in your business. I would dive into your business model for hours on end and then spend another few hours myself on the whiteboards mapping it out even once you've left. So boiling it down, pulling things out and curating down to its essence is really difficult for me. And yet I know it's one of the most important things that I can do. And it's so satisfying when I see the difference it makes. So for me, this is the lesson that I still keep cycling round and round. And I want you to know that you don't need to worry if you struggle with some of these elements that I share with you today, because I struggle with them too. Let's jump into stream 2 though. This is the stream where I capture the key things that I need to let go of and not get caught up in if I want to be more effective as a leader and not get drawn into the weeds of focusing on the wrong things. Again, my love of alliteration came out here, so they all start with R. In this category of none of my business, as a leader, I need to realise my role and release responsibility for whether or not my message resonates or gets results. I cannot tell you how hard this is. And in fact, I probably don't actually need to, because you're a leader too, and I'm guessing pretty similar to me. So you're probably experiencing this on a daily basis as well. But stream 2 and that constant catching of myself to pull me back into my business and away from the quicksand of none of my business can sometimes feel like Groundhog Day. You might be a little bit confused when I talked you through those categories though, and you might be thinking, well, why are you saying that we need to release responsibility for whether our work or message resonates or gets results? Releasing responsibility for those things doesn't mean I don't care about ensuring my message resonates or working hard to support clients and colleagues to get results. Here's what it means. I don't get caught up in stressing over the part of the system where I have no control or levers to pull. The headspace or the stage of life that someone is in when they hear my message is going to majorly affect whether they are ready or able to hear and really let my message sink in. I can't control that. The work and the commitment that someone brings to their implementation of my message and methodology dramatically shapes the results they get. That, again, is on them. If I get too stuck and I'm spinning my wheels, taking responsibility for that, I will forever feel frustrated and I will also disempower people, which only increases the chance that they won't get results. So that's why always coming back to this being none of my business and getting really clear is important, because instead I show up as a leader and I demonstrate that I understand my role by taking responsibility for having the discipline in stream 1 to be curious about what those I serve want and need, and then really observing what works and doesn't, using that to inform the refinement as I channel my calling. Equally, the desire to ensure that I create the most impact possible shows up in the never-ending work to consistently curate my message and its delivery. So from those examples, I'm hoping that you can see that my responsibility as a leader sits squarely in stream 1. Stream 2 exists to remind me and guide me back when I inevitably lose sight and get distracted by things that are none of my business. So as we drive to action in today's episode, the 2 things I want you to do as you go about your day are firstly to think about how can you cultivate the conditions to channel your calling. Tune in to how you can be more consistent and curated in the way you deliver your message. And secondly, I want you to catch yourself when you get pulled into the areas that are none of your business. I want you to realize your role and release responsibility for whether your message resonates or gets results. If you want your business to thrive in these uncertain times and you are struggling with some of these things as a leader, I would really love you to move beyond just listening to the podcast and to join us in our 6-month online program, the Jasper Blueprint. And let me walk with you on that journey as you learn how to merge money and meaning in the ways that help you build a better business, a stronger business. You can jump on a call with me and explore if the program is the right fit for you, because I'm going to tell you if it isn't. And that's no dramas, right? It's not for everyone. But you can find the link in the show notes, and I really encourage you to take that opportunity. Thank you so much for joining me again today, and good luck as you refine your practice as a leader of cultivating the conditions that allow you to channel your calling.